interact with other individuals. So like my challengers are in there currently. They did the free workout, and then I invited other people to go in and kind of get an idea. And a couple people have done Beachbody before and didn't have good experiences based off of their previous coaches. But I think if I keep on working with them, they're going to possibly, hopefully, sign up and do the morning meltdown group with me. So I'm hoping, I'm working.
Yeah, and that's the whole point of like this event is to take, you know, it's not I don't know, you're not being offensive by saying like, I'm so glad, thank you for taking the work away from me. Because it's like that was the whole point of this group, was to remove work like that. So there's 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8 of us on this call. Now imagine if we're all trying to talk to our people individually and send them all this information, and we're all trying to, that's like 7 times the amount of work to get the same amount of people enrolled on our team. And that's how volume is driven and within teams, because then when you have a massive team and you're multiplying that by hundreds, and you've got, you know, I mean, shoot, Steph, you've got, you know, this is your entire downline, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people that are all in that event, that are like inviting their people to that event. And so the whole point of leadership and like the way I'm trying to do this moving forward, and this is how I'd like to do launches moving forward, is to remove extra work from everybody else, because this business is work, it's time, it's energy. We know, you know, it's a lot of time. Okay. We know that it takes time, but if there's a way for us to combine our efforts, like that, like having that one event and having all the information there, it becomes so much easier to like, quote unquote, sell the program. Like you don't have to do so much work on the back end, so many conversations. And so, because it's just, they get excited. There's a lot of excitement. I mean, in the event, we had a bunch of people come to the live workout. I think we had like 7 or 8 people come, and like there was like 50 comments on that live workout. So what happens is all the people that said that they're going or they're interested in that event, they're getting those comments, ding, ding, notifications saying like people are commenting, you know? So then they're like, oh, what's going on in this thing? Like, let me go check it out. And so that's exciting them to come check out what we're doing, to get more information. And that's what's going to massively drive volume. So this is something that I've never done. It's something that I just didn't think I had the time for, but then I found this amazing assistant who has been leading me. She's been teaching me how to do this launch. She's the one that uploaded, just so you guys know, that event, I've not been doing that. Okay. Like she's uploaded all that information in there, the flash sale post that I posted from yesterday. And then obviously the live workout, I did that, but everything else, all the information is coming from her, and she scheduled out those posts. So she scheduled them all out. She's not in there like posting every day. And this is how I plan to do the launches moving forward. I think there's going to be a busier launch schedule in the last half of the year of Beachbody, because what they've noticed is that the volume for this first half of 2019, so let's just say, I'm going to go a little bit backwards. 2017 was like a rough year for us. Like we were transitioning over to BOD. They still weren't, you know, sure what was happening. The volume was going down. 2018, the volume was still dropping. In 2019, it did drop, but it's dropped less. So that's cool. And then in part of the first 3 months, it actually, I think the first 3 months, it was more than 2018. And then in the first 6 months, it dropped a lot less than it did in 2018. It went from like a 20% drop to like a 3% drop. And they do attribute that to these launches that we're doing, because it's starting to drive these, you know, the volume within our downlines. So I think what I've learned from this year that I can share with you guys is when we're leading a team, when you're leading a team, think about every coach that's in your downline, not just the people that you enroll. Once you're an Emerald coach, and if you have a coach that's actively building above you and they're placing coaches under you, those people contribute to your volume. So you on this call right now, I don't know where you guys are in each other's downline, but there could be people on this call that are contributing to your volume. So when you start to think of a bigger picture of, it's not just about me and the people that I enroll, like you stop looking so much at like, that's the minuscule part of the business, like the people that you enroll. That's the small part of the business. Of course, I'm not saying that it's not important. It's important, and getting people started is important. But when you start to realize the bigger picture of how to really grow this business for volume and income, you understand that it's not just you and the people that you enroll and the coaches that you enroll. It's the coaches that are in your downline that are contributing to your volume. Because say, Diana, like you're below Melissa, let's say that. I don't know if that's the case. I mean, you can go in your Coach Online office, by the way, and you can click on your sponsorship drill down and you can see who's in your downline. So Melissa's going to benefit from Diana having a good launch, because that's going to drive volume into Melissa's business that she's going to be cycling on. Okay. So at the beginning, it's like, but I'm barely cycling, right? Like 1 to 2 cycles a week or something, right? But eventually you have to understand it's not just that one person, it's their entire customer base and their entire team. So it's all volume that's trickling up. So once you stop looking at it as like, what can this business do for me? And instead look at the bigger picture of how can I support my team and what can it do for my team? It will eventually grow much faster when you start building that momentum. I don't know if I'm explaining it well, but are you guys understanding what I'm trying to say? Okay. And I didn't get that concept for like literally up until like this last year. I didn't get, like, I just kept thinking like, it's not, I was like spinning my wheels, just trying to get my people started, trying to get new people started every month. And I was literally burning myself out. And now of course I'm still getting new people started on my own. Yes, I'm still doing that, but I'm investing a lot more time and energy into this team than I ever have, just so you guys know. I mean, to supporting you guys, to like having a successful launch, because if I can take that work and I can pay my assistant to do it, and that removes hours of all of your guys' day, like then you don't have to spend hours in your month doing that launch, then we can successfully grow our businesses stronger and better and faster and more, income and more volume by me paying that one person to do what all of us would have had to do separately, hours and hours a month. So I am highly encouraging you to utilize those events. If you're not already, like, the program still doesn't launch till July 16th. You have time to post that event into your challenge group, to post that event into your team page, to post that event to send it to people in a private message, to invite people to that event, to go through your Facebook friends list and see who are the people that still haven't enrolled with me or have enrolled with me, but I haven't spoken to them. Invite them to that event, tag them in that event, post in that event. You want to share your workouts in that event? Do it. You can also add content to that event too, so they're seeing you. It's not just me. Because that's what's massively going to, when they see everyone's excited and commenting, the bigger that event gets, like the more engagement on that event and the more that people click going, it creates excitement and it generates more volume for every single person on the team. So that's all I'm going to say about that.
I have a question. I'm going to share the event because I have not been utilizing it, because I am going to do morning meltdown. I'm just not blasting about it right now. What's the spot plan for, because it's 100 days. So you have people tied up for 100 days. I know like when I did 80-day obsession, I was like, wow, this is a long program. Like, and people that want to get started, I know some of the top coaches, like I heard one coach on one of our team calls, she was doing like a Transform 20 group, like every Monday. People didn't know it, but she started a new one every Monday. It's like, okay, well, I can't be doing that. I don't want to. I could, I don't want to. Like, what is the plan when you have people tied up for 100 days? Like,
I'm going to run it in my same group. But what I'm going to do personally is like, I'm all about working smarter and not harder. We're all busy. We don't have time. Anyway, I used to like approach this business because I was free most of the time. I don't have kids. I'm not married. I was working 1 to 2 days a week of anesthesia, and the rest of the time I had all this time. So then I would be putting all this work on my team. And then when they didn't do it, I'm like, well, why can't you do what I'm doing? Because I was putting much time in, and they don't have that kind of time. So smarter, not harder. So for me, it's all about, I'm going to run my group within my own group. I'm not opening up another Morning Meltdown group. I'm not starting like a separate group for that. And you can do it however you want it. Beachbody isn't passing down any way of doing it. Me personally, Simplify, not only is it going to be awesome that I don't have to add another group to my list of places to post or people to support or things to do, but the people that don't decide to unlock Morning Meltdown, like VIP early access, when they're seeing us all posting our workouts in there and like, well, by the way, who's going to do Morning Meltdown VIP early access? Wow. Okay. Well, I guess it's difficult for you to lead a group that if you're not going to do it.
Can I just say something real quick? I don't know if this is my thing. Financially is the reason I'm not doing it. I mean, I've been posting a little bit about it and sharing a little bit, but as far as me getting to do it, I'm not going to do the program until it's out for everybody, So I don't know. I guess maybe that's why I haven't been pushing it as much. I don't know if that's anybody else's issues why they're not doing it, but for me, that's mine. I did Transform 20 and Ultimate Portion Fix, but this one I'm not doing. So I don't know.
So do you know that you can digitally unlock the program for $50?
For how much?
$50?
No, I didn't know that. I guess I didn't realize that.
Yeah, us coaches can get it digitally unlocked VIP early access for $50.
Okay, gotcha.
So if it's a financial thing, I understand if that's not something that you can afford right now, but think about the fact that if you're going to do it, all the people that you could also enroll in the program, and you could make that $50 up in the back end by, having people enroll for, annual, get someone enrolled for an annual BOD membership, and you've almost made one annual BOD membership would be almost enough to cover the cost of your VIP, unlock. So $40 for an annual BOD membership you earn as a commission, and you're spending $50. Get them to digitally unlock BOD plus the Morning Meltdown program, and there you go. You've earned your $50 back. So I'm not saying, I'm just giving you ways that you could do it. I'm not, if your finances are not allowing you to do that, that's totally, a personal decision, and that depends on you, but that's a way that you could look at it and a way that you could make it happen if you wanted to do the program and finances were what was holding you back. So that price is available. No, we get a discount, I think, on the program. And the way that for the challengers it works is they have to have access to BOD in order to unlock it. So they can't just pay like the $50 and get access to it in BOD. They would have to pay $99, get access to BOD, and then whatever it is for the $50. But I think it's more than $50. I'm not sure exactly what it is.
What if they already have access? What if they already have BOD? What if they already have BOD and they want that program? Because I haven't looked at the price listing for that. How that works, so be able to unlock that just so that I can promote it to my challengers that they can unlock it for this price if they want to do it.
Do you know
they should have everything, Melissa, in Beachbody Champions page. They usually have all of that stuff out and laid out for you so that you can check it. Typically it's like a challenge pack, like to unlock and get, product would be a challenge pack. Typically there is a price just for the program and materials, like kind of how like Ultimate Portion Fix, you can get a challenge pack or you can get it for like $119, and
right.
you don't, so you'll have that, and then you'll have like just digitally.
Okay,
so those will be
I found it.
I think
Oh my gosh. Okay. You guys, I misspoke. Okay. I'm sorry. Let's rewind that. I misspoke. For coaches, it's $37.46 just for the digital unlock. Okay. It's $37. For retail, which is our customers, it's $50. Okay. So their price is $50. Our price is $37.46. And I'm going to post this. This is the FAQ. So if you want to copy that, I just put it in the comments. That has all the price listing. And That's without the accessories. If they want to get the accessories, which if they already have equipment, they don't need to get the accessories. It's $52.46 for coaches, and $69.95 for customers. But I'm not even sure what the accessories are. Do you know what they are, Steph? Probably bands or something?
No, the accessories are a 100-day marker off, like the one that you see in the
calendar.
So you can mark that off, kind of like how, Transform 20 gave you like that thing to, mark off your transformers. So similar to that. So you have 100 days to mark off in the B100 book, which is pictures and just like signing every day, like I commit and how did your workout go?
It's a journal?
Yeah.
Okay.
You get a journal
Right.
and a wall calendar.
So if you're trying to make it you probably don't really need the wall calendar and the journal thing. So if you're trying to make it cheap for yourself or more affordable, $37.46 just to unlock the program. Does that change anything? Does that make anyone that didn't raise their hand before going to do it now or no?
You know what? For me, it's just not lining with my goals where I want to work. I want to go back into lifting weights. So I was heading into either hammer and chisel or lift 4 was the next program. But I'm not afraid to promote Morning Meltdown and still take people through that program. I take other people through their programs and I'm not doing the ones they're doing. So I feel comfortable enough that I could take beginners and intermediate people through that program, even though I'm not doing it. But it's just not where I want to go for my goals physically, for what I'm going for personally.
Okay.
Wait, so I'm confused, Melissa. So are you going to unlock it? I couldn't see everyone's.
I don't think I'm going to unlock it. But like I said, I'm not afraid to promote it and, use it as a launch to get people on board for 100 days. But I'm not going to unlock something I'm not going to use right now. Like if I was going to do the program, sure. $37.
Okay. My question would be, if your people have a question, I'm just asking just to give you a different look at it. So if your people have a question on the meal plan or a workout or they're confused about something, if you don't have at least the digital unlock, how would you answer those questions?
That's a good question. That's, That's a good question. I don't know how I'd answer that. I guess I would cross that bridge when I came to it. I guess because the challenges that I have, I've never had that problem thus far to where people were like, how do I do this? Or, with the people that I attract, they just take it and run with it, and I'm always posting. I post a lot of generic stuff and generic, how to do squats or how to do the push-up. You know what I mean? I post those things generically to my whole group, but I never have people asking me specifics about the programs they're doing thus far. So I guess I've never thought that through or dealt with that yet. But that's a good point to bring up.
I mean, even if it's not a program for you, I feel like, and this is just my personal opinion, so take it or leave it. I feel having at least the digital unlock would be good so that at least what they're doing, just so you know what they're going through. Because otherwise it's you're giving people directions to somewhere that you've never been or looked at or I don't know. If it's worked for you, it's worked for you. So that's good. But it is a 100-day program, so it's long. So that would just be my suggestion. But obviously if it's working for you, keep going and doing what you're doing.
Yeah, it's definitely a personal choice, but I, again, would ask myself the question, am I doing this more for me or am I doing this more for my people? Because what's going to be more supportive for my people? I think that it's more supportive if I'm doing the program alongside them, especially being that it's a brand new program and no one's done it before. Not only is it being more supportive to them, but it's also creating excitement around that new program. When I feel that my challenge groups are super more fun and exciting for me personally when everyone's doing the same program. And I'm not saying that you're going to get everyone to do Morning Meltdown, but say you have a challenge group of 10 people and you get 5 of them to do Morning Meltdown, I guarantee you, if you're doing it and you have those 4 people doing it with you, you're going to get some of those 5 that are going to say, you know what? I'm going to do it too, because everyone else is doing it. And it's excitement. It's like excitement breeds more excitement and inspires more people. So it would again be, am I doing this for myself or am I doing this for other people and to grow my business? Because me, like I'll do a program, even if it's not the most exciting program for me. Like it's not like, oh my God, I'm so excited about this program and totally want to do this program. I will do it at least one time because I'm doing it to support my people and I want to do it right alongside them because I think that's going to inspire them more, be more supportive, and it's going to grow my business more in the long run. You have something to say, Steph? And you can do whatever you want. I'm just sharing like what I feel. So
I do agree with everything that you just said. That's why when I was doing Morning Meltdown and I was running the Ultimate Portion Fix 21 and Extreme, I signed a waiver because they noticed that a lot of top coaches were doing it because they were posting on their social media. But I feel the same way. Like, I personally don't want to lead a group that I'm not doing what they're doing because I agree, it builds more excitement. I know for a fact, my challengers in the select group have said, I would not have done this program if you weren't doing it. I wouldn't have continued with it if you weren't leading us. Because it is a voiceover and it is different. But they're all going to repeat it with me too, like, because we all did it together and they had fun. So I do agree with everything that you just said fully.
Okay, so on that note, what was I talking about before I even asked you guys? I don't remember. Can you guys breadcrumb me back to what we were talking about before that? Thank you, Steph, by the way.
It was about the summer challenges.
Like it being so long, and you doing it in your main group.
Oh yes. Okay, so for me, I'm going to do it in my main group because how I'm running my groups right now is I have my own challenge tracker group that's just my clients, and then we have a combined like Facebook team challenge group. And what I do is I set people up when I ask them when they get started with me. I tell them, I explain to them the difference between the two groups. I actually have a voice memo that I recorded that I just quickly send to them. It's so I don't have to keep saying it every time. And it just explains the difference between the two groups. Like, one is my team group. It's more social. It's Facebook. You can see people's profiles. It's blah, 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 whatever. And then the other one is my challenge tracker group where you can log your shakes. You can log your workouts. You can track your progress. You can share with me. Which group would you like, or do you want to do both? I highly encourage you to just pick the one that's going to support you and hold you the most accountable, and then use that group. That's what I do. Because when I only had a Facebook group, some of my clients were complaining that they really liked the tracker group and being able to log their shakes and their workouts. So the benefits, and then I even tell them in that voice memo, I like both groups. I tend to like the Facebook one better because I like the social aspect that you can see people's profiles. I think it's more active. There's more people in there. I just feel like it creates more, excitement and support and accountability for people. But the challenge tracker group, I like that I can log my shakes and my workouts every day, because at the end of the week, I can see like, oh, you drank 7 shakes this week, or you worked out 7 days this week. So I think that's the aspect that people like of the challenge tracker group that you can't do in the Facebook group. So I'm going to continue where I'm going to have my challenge tracker group, and I'm going to add them to the Facebook group. And my hopes are that the people that do digitally unlock the Morning Meltdown early and are posting about it and sharing about it and their excitement about the program will inspire some of the people that decided that didn't want to do the unlock early, will inspire them to do the unlock early. Because I feel that it's really, really fun and exciting to do a program together, especially when it's a brand new program and it hasn't even been done before. Because it's like there's a lot of excitement around it, and it's exciting for me. So that's how I'm building my month around Morning Meltdown in July. So does anybody have any other things to share or questions about that?
Just really, if they, just so I understand, I'm pretty sure I have it, and it's probably a super simple question. So if they sign up for the 14-day trial and they want the early access, they pay the $50, right? So they'll pay like their membership, but yes, to unlock Morning Meltdown, they have to pay the $50.
Yes.
Right. Okay.
They did the Beachbody. If they have BOD membership, they won't get access to Morning Meltdown and BOD until it's actually launched in October, I think it is, Steph. Yeah. It's not until October. So anyone, even an annual membership, they're not going to get access to Morning Meltdown. So if you have a new customer that wants to do Morning Meltdown, they're going to have to enroll for at least the BOD 3-month, or annual membership, and then they're going to have to, yes, pay the $50 to unlock the program.
Okay.
So that could be, I mean, there you go. One BOD commission and you've covered the cost of your digital unlock. So that could be a way that you could justify like spending the money financially. And I would hope and I would think that if you're doing it and you're sharing these new moves like on social media, I mean, there's a lot of Beachbody coaches out there. And I noticed like a lot of Instagram people are following other Beachbody coaches, right? So if you're a Beachbody coach that they're following and you're doing, say if someone isn't a customer of a Beachbody coach, let's do this hypothetical, and they're following you and they're following another Beachbody coach, and the other Beachbody coach is doing Morning Meltdown and you're not, and they're posting all these new moves and they're making it really fun and exciting, who do you think they're going to join with? That's another like scenario. I would go with the person who's doing like the new program that's fun and exciting. So like posting, don't think that just the launch is what's going to bring people. It's after the launch too. It's when we actually start the program on July 29th, when we start posting the moves, when we start sharing the things that we're doing, when we start sharing the results of our challengers and sharing the results of ourselves. And, it's going to continue to create more excitement, and you could still have people, digitally unlocking it all the way up until October. And then it's going to be launched into the member library. And then it's probably going to be another big excitement to take a whole nother group through it. And not necessarily that you're going to be doing it with them again, because that's like third time going through it. But at that point, you'll have the knowledge and you'll have gone through it, so you'll know what it's like, and you'll be able to answer the questions, and you'll be able to support people even if you aren't doing it right alongside them.
Now I have a question. Let me ask just to get your guys' thoughts on this. Personally, me, I do so good when I run nutrition challenge groups. When I started doing just nutrition only challenge groups, I've only run one like fitness boot camp thing so far. Did not get one bite on that. My fitness ones, whenever I was running like join my fitness boot camp or join my virtual gym, I never get people clicking or filling out information or commenting that they want to work out. But when I announce, and this is just something I'm seeing with the people that I'm reaching, whenever I do a nutrition thing, I've got people clicking and filling out the forms and coming on to do nutrition. But how do I get them? And I do form checks on my page. But when I don't get any kind of nothing when I do form checks, nothing. When I do recipes, when I do nutrition, I'm getting so much engagement. And so do I go with where my strong point is, or how do I onboard people that want to work out? I mean, I'm physically fit. I show the workouts. I do them in my stories every day. I'm not doing them.
If that's what's working for you, if that's what's working for you, then stick with what's working for you.
Because I get frustrated because I like the fitness component. I want to do the fitness component, but I just do not get people join me with fitness. They join me like crazy for nutrition.
Well, maybe that it's moving your nutrition people. Like, so now you've worked on, say you have all these people, I don't know if you have 20 or 30 people or however many people you've worked with nutrition on. What about, moving them into now, after you've done the nutritional piece, moving them into workouts? Okay, we've been working on nutrition for a while now. You've got this down. Let's start adding new workouts. So that would be, I'd probably be, if I were in your position and that were me, I'd be promoting the workouts to people that I was already working with that are ready to add that on. And continue to bring them in the way that you're bringing them in. That's what I would do if it were me.
Okay, so just keep doing what's working and then try to transition them into.
That's what I would do. Maybe you're just, are you more passionate about nutrition?
Well, I think that's where you lose weight. I think that's where people have the biggest problem. And that's where I fell in love with the fitness lifestyle. Was I first did nutrition, and then it blossomed into weight training, and then it blossomed into these other things.
So you're attracting people that are like you, which is what you want to do. People that want to work on nutrition first. Then don't change what you're doing that's working. If it's working for you then continue to do what you're doing. Like if nutrition is your thing and that's your jam, then attract people that way, and then move them into fitness, and to adding that in as their next healthy component that wasn't, on their radar before. So maybe it's a matter of when launches are happening, you're taking a group of people that are already your customers and they've been working on nutrition for a while, and you're taking them through the program with you. And then you're still bringing people into the nutrition side of things, into your community with the way that that's what I would be doing if it were me, if that was what was working for me.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Thank you.
Yeah. Was Stephanie, were you going to say something?
Yeah. Anyone else? Sorry.
Well, I think that that's like a positive. Like,
Yeah, me too.
you're able to take people through a nutrition program like TV Mindset or Ultimate Portion Fix, and they can do anything. So you can be like reaching so many more people that maybe aren't even Beachbody, customers, but with Ultimate Portion Fix, they do get 2 of our programs. So that's kind of cool. And you can still be sharing, Energize and the beach bars and all the different products with people that maybe are obsessed with CrossFit or whatever. But nutrition's huge. Nutrition is huge. And that's where all of our supplements are helping you with nutrition, for a lot of them. I mean, a lot of them, do help with the workouts, but I see that as a positive because we do have like some really amazing nutrition plans that you can now help a shit ton of people that are like, I don't like Beachbody, but our plans work and they might want to do those.
I wish I could say that people would come in through my nutrition. Whenever I would post recipes and stuff, people would just not like them. There was no engagement. I wish I was trying. I was like, all right, let me try to, and I was trying to do and it just doesn't get as much engagement on my page. I mean, I haven't done it in a while because it just never was something that did well. Like, I wish it did. It just doesn't. Maybe because I'm not passionate about nutrition, though. I mean, I know that nutrition is a big piece of it, but, and I mean, obviously in nursing, we had to learn, I learned more about nutrition than a lot of the average, I know a lot about nutrition anyway, because of nursing school, you have to take nutritional courses and stuff. And
do you share that though? Do you share that you don't like nutrition? Because I share that I fucking hate to cook. I share that I could give 2 shits about, being in the
I like
kitchen.
cooking.
Huh?
I like cooking though.
Oh, well, you just said you don't care about nutrition though, or whatever you said.
It's just that it's not I don't know. It's not I'm passionate about it. And the things that I cook, I don't think are always what you would consider the healthiest things. I just cook things that I like to eat, I don't know.
But I'm hearing that part of it, being I like to cook, but I'm not somebody that's really into whatever it is that your story is. But are you sharing that, or are you just posting here's a really great recipe, but sharing that piece of it that people would connect with?
No, I don't share that piece. You're right. I always share here's a recipe or something.
Yeah. So share the emotion behind it. I love to cook, but I'm not the biggest pay attention to nutrition, but I still can make it work. Whatever your story is. But I think if you would share that, people would connect with the emotion behind it. And
that's true. That's definitely true. I could try that. I'll have to be creative with, that's a good idea.
Because that's where I get my most traction is when I talk about oh, my kids ask me again. And I'm I don't know. Or I don't know, whatever. When I share a story, I get a lot more traction on that piece because I'm pulling in people that feel the same way.
Yeah. Plus, I don't follow a meal plan. I don't follow a meal plan. I just eat what I want. I eat what I want when I want within moderation, I'm balanced about it. And sometimes, I could sit and eat a whole bag of freaking crackers or a box of crackers or a bag of Doritos or lots of ice. I mean, I'm not I'm not strict with it. I'll eat pizza. I do post about those things. When I'm eating my pizza and ice cream and wine and whatever, I do share about that stuff that I don't I don't cut out any food group, but I don't really limit myself.
That's actually something that was on one of our top team calls that kind of got me to want to speak more about the fact that I don't follow meal plans either. It was one of the top coaches, either Holly Hilliard or Ashley, they're success partners. But one of them was I don't stick, she hates sticking to regimented meal plans, or it was something about nutrition that she doesn't do all the things. She's not super tight with it. And I was I don't either. I use them as tools, but I'm not strict with them. Now it's more intuitive eating because I've learned. And so that's important to share, because that's what people are afraid of, that they have to be tied to a system the rest of their lives. And I actually just had a talk with one of my challengers who's I've been doing the containers for 6 months. I got to take a break. It's just too restrictive. Autumn says it's not, but it is. And I was no, it's really not. That's your mindset. It's a tool to help you learn what you were doing right or wrong and what your body needs and what's proper fuel. She's like, I mean, 3 teaspoons of peanut butter, that's bullshit. And I was like, but if you have goals, that's what you need to be following. Like, nobody says you have to do it. And, you know, so I was sharing with her that they're tools, just like you have to read a manual to learn how to drive your car, but you don't look at your manual for the rest of your life. Every time you get in the car, you've learned it. And now you can make it your own. And not that you can just drive however you want, but, you know, like, I think it's important to share that, because I think that's what people are scared of, is that they're tied to a system.
I don't follow any type of plan. So I think that's why I'm scared to share about it, because I don't like.
But you've learned the tools though. So you know what you need to do if you have a specific goal, and you've tailored it so that you're in a place where you enjoy being and you have that freedom. You have used the tools.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so I have one more quick question. This is kind of off the beaten path, but I am going to still try. I'm going to try to invite people. I'm going to do an invite post to the free workout for a morning meltdown. If somebody drops an emoji below or they're interested, do you engage with them in a conversation first before you add them to the group, or do you just just tag them or invite them to do the workout and let it go at that? Because I don't want people, like, I don't want to invite people and then them ghost me, and just be like, yeah, I did it. I want to know their feedback. I want to know, like, so do you have like a thing to where, like, if somebody is interested, do you start a conversation with them some way, somehow?
Yeah, I do. I do. I send them a message and I start a conversation with them, and I'm just like, hey, whatever you would say, like, how are you?
I feel like I want them to, like, I don't want them, like, even with the message, I want them to, like, respond to me too. And so should I just let them know, if they don't respond, just waiting to hear back before I invite you to the group, la 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 type of thing, or just put them in there even if they're not responding and engaging with.
I would probably wait for them to respond.
Okay.
Because
I would wait to respond. If they're not even going to respond to you being like, hey, what has you interested? I would be shocked if they're like,
right.
That like then signed up like fully. Like,
I'd be shocked if they even did the workout if they're not responding to you.
Like, if they can't even say hi back to me, I'd be like, and you're not serious.
Yeah. Okay.
Exactly. Right. Because, the average person to say yes is that you ask them 7 times. So each point of contact, like each time you're having a connection with that person, that's how you're building a relationship, and it's leading to. I used to think too, like when I was a coach before, it's like, oh, they're not going to do it. Then I didn't realize how much follow-up is such an important thing, and not follow up in the sense like, hey, you ready? You're going to do this. Follow up in the sense like the touch points of you making a contact again, making a connection again, because those are what leads to you building that relationship. And the relationship is ultimately what's going to make them say yes or no. Mostly the relationship's what's actually going to get them to commit. The people that there's still people that are going to buy from you, and they and then they don't do anything with it. And all those people are people that I didn't build a solid enough relationship with them because they didn't engage with me enough back. And then they don't get the results because they didn't engage with me. They didn't build that foundation in that relationship with me. And I tried. And eventually, like, I followed up enough times to get them to buy, which they did, but then they never did anything with it because they still didn't have. So I'm trying to get people, like, for example, I have this girl who I got on a FaceTime. I did like a 20 to 30 minute FaceTime with her. I watched this actually national wake up call on this. And she said that she gets her people on a FaceTime. This call was from like the 3rd, I think, of June. It was awesome. It was so simple. Just like once they've enrolled, you get them on a FaceTime and you learn about them. Like, who are they? What do they do for work? What are their kids' life like? What's their life like? What makes them busy? Who are they as a person besides just health and fitness? And then you also talk about their goals and the program that they're doing and whatever. And what she said that's done is it's created that connection to the point where if they do go missing in the group, they always feel like it's a safe space for them to come back to. And what she's found is, like, say, that creating that initial connection keeps them motivated and engaged. And then, like, maybe a month in, if they're still struggling and they're not getting the results that they want, then she hops back on a FaceTime with them and is like, hey, okay, let's talk about what are you doing? What changes can we make? So it's like this ongoing relationship. So I think that we're so quick a lot of times as coaches, I know that I was in the business, to like write people off. Like, if they don't say yes right away and buy right away, and then we're writing them off, it's like, well, maybe the timing wasn't right, you know? And then you just have to keep building that relationship and keep giving them information. I think that information too is key. So like the way I have my Scipio set up, I don't know if I signed up for this, you know, beta test group of the Scipio service, which is a service that I can actually schedule text messaging to. So I schedule text messages with just tips to my people that haven't signed up with me. Like they haven't enrolled as a prospect, as a customer or a coach yet, but I just sent them, like I have them on this campaign where they get tips from me, like every 10 to 14, 16 days, they get like a tip from me. Drink more water, you know, add more veggies, add some beans to your meal, like extra protein, like different, just little tips from me. And it's also engaging people in that conversation, and it's keeping them connected with me. So it's really cool to see that will lead to, I feel, a lot more enrollments than if I just were to be following up with these people like, hey, you ready? It's the next month. You ready to join the group? Like, that's not gonna, that might eventually end up enrolling them, but they might not end up doing anything with it. They might just buy just to get you off their back.
So I had an experience that really turned me off that I just want to share, that's kind of about like that relationship. I follow a trainer on IG, and she's amazing, and I would love for Beachbody to hire her. It's like Kira Stoke or something, and she has message me and join. She's got an app. I was actually curious about the app, and I wanted to learn more about it. I messaged her. She immediately checked my message. I even sent her a video of something like crazy that she posted that I duplicated to show her I'm serious, I'm interested. I wanted to learn more about what she offers and the programs and different things. And she never responded to me. It left such a bad taste in my mouth. I'm like, why are you asking people to message you? She's on her Facebook. It's like, message me, send me a message. I'm like, F you. You can't even talk to me. And I told her I'm a Beachbody coach. I want to learn more about your app. And it just totally turned me off.
Did you try messaging her and saying, did you receive my message?
I did not. I did notice that she is on a vacation right now, but she's very active on her social media. So I'm just like, whatever. She checked my message right away. And then I responded to her again. And I also messaged her on IG, which she never checked that. But it's just to me, it's it just left a bad taste in my mouth to be promoting something and not even give people the time of day or answer questions or give information. I'm not buying her app. I could easily go and get it, but now I'm not. Now I'm turned off because, she didn't even acknowledge my existence. And I've had that with other Beachbody coaches. I always told you, Marissa, that you were always so responsive on your page, which was huge for me. And if other coaches would be like, hey, give me your opinion. And I'd write them and they just didn't even like my post. I'm like, F you, what the hell? Why are you even asking? Don't ask. So it's just, in my opinion, it is very important to, respond to people. And like you said, information is huge and just that connection.
Yeah.
It was like a half-ass way to connect to what you were saying, but it makes a difference when you pay attention to people. It does.
Yeah. Well, I know
what you're saying.
Sometimes it takes me a couple days sometimes to respond to people, on Instagram, if I'm working my anesthesia shifts. And I'm like, oh my God, I have all these messages. I have to get back in there. And I'm like, oh, they can wait. I have messages from a couple days ago that I need to respond to, but I always get back to people. The only time I don't get back to someone is if I opened it and then I didn't answer right away. And then I just it's gone and I don't realize that there's a message there from them. So that's the only thing I can say to, maybe she opened it right away, she didn't answer you, and then now it's already gone and she doesn't even know that she owes you a message. Because that's the only time that I won't respond to someone, if I accidentally do that, which happens here and there,
Well, she trains celebrities, so I'm like, I guess I'm just a blip on her radar. That's not even a big deal, but
you don't know anything. You're making assumptions.
Yeah.
If it were me and I were you, what I would do is I would resend her another message. I'd be like, hey, I messaged you. I didn't hear back. Did you get my message? That would be me. If I was really curious and I really wanted the information. And then if she didn't respond, if she looked at that and didn't respond to that, then I'd be like, okay, she's not that great.
Yeah.
But I would give her, on the first one, sorry.
I've done that too. I've forgotten people's messages because I opened it and it was really long and I was like, oh God, I'll have to read that later. And I forgot. And people that are truly invested in you and have been following you, they're always forgiving.
Exactly. And I would always want to give her another chance, so that if it were me and I were you, I'd be like, you know, I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt, and I'm going to reach out and say, like, did you get my message? Because maybe she did open it and she didn't respond right away, and now it's just gone and she doesn't even know it's there, and she doesn't even know she owes you a message back or to respond. So anyway, thank you guys for all your shares. Appreciate, you know, everybody hopping on here this morning. I hope that you found the information helpful. I'm really excited. I'm really excited about this launch. I don't think I've ever been excited about a launch as much as I am about this one, not because of Jericho or the program or whatever. I just think that we're in a really good space right now with our team. And it, like, for me, it feels like this is the beginning of like our future together. So I don't know how to describe my excitement about it, but that's how I feel about it. So if we can have continued successful launches, it's not just going to mean, you know, it's going to mean better results for all of our clients and our coaches and our team, and also more income. So that's why we're here, right? We're here to help people and build a business. So cheers to a successful launch. If you guys feel like there's a topic you want to talk about next week, let me know and just post it in the team page and we can explore that topic. All right. Hope you have a good one. See you guys.